So here it is, the finished product. It's looking amazing. Check this out, guys. Now, I want to point out that we put equal amount of veggies as to the fajita. And the reason for that is that oftentimes, and I don't know if anybody else does this, but I do it. If I don't have something else to eat with a fajita, I might eat like 2, 3, 4, 5 fajitas just because they taste so darn good. Now, it would be hard to do that with these because these are high in fiber. These tortilla shells, remember I told you, they were high in fiber and they were also, yeah. But let's take a look inside. So there you go. You got your peppers, you got your meat, you got your probably about half the amount of meat you normally would have because it's also with the portobello mushrooms. You have that cheese that's 2%, which I can't wait to try. It's melting like a normal cheese. I'm hoping it tastes good. I'm just saying. And you have your onions in there. A lot of flavor. You know, sometimes eating healthy, you think it's going to be drab, but it doesn't have to be drab because you can throw lots of flavor into it. The salad looks amazing to me because I loaded it with lots of different veggies and a lot of cilantro, which is like my favorite thing in the world. I love cilantro. So, and if you don't like cilantro, leave it out, you know. But the point being is you'd want to eat as much of the veggies as you do the protein and the carbs. If you can, you eat more of those. So I'm learning and I'm sharing, and this would have been a lot more fun if I'd have been able to do it with Alan. But you know what? It's probably going to be in about a week's time. So let's all just pray everything goes well. And
but she got to do it with her hubby.
I did. So,
yeah.
I did. I got to do it with you. And this Sunday, I think we're going to try to do a Sunday fun day with the family. Or maybe just me and Marty. I don't know. But I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. I feel good about this. And help that friends and family and new people, whoever's come in recently. I've seen some new names. It's pretty exciting. I'm glad you guys are checking out my channel. Tonight I had in my mind that I wanted to make steak fajitas. I love steak fajitas, but steak fajitas aren't always healthy. So I did a little research and I'm going to do some things to make my steak fajitas a little more healthy. First things first. Decided what we're going to do today is to use top sirloin breakfast strip steak. Now that's because it's tender, and you see the fat in there? There's fat, but that can be trimmed, and I'm going to slice it up. Now the problem with steak is that in large quantities it's a lot of calories, and so how I'm going to cut that down is I'm going to actually add some portobello mushrooms. And if you see how those are sliced, I'm going to actually take them and slice them into smaller pieces in strips, just kind of like to match these. Now the nice thing about portobello mushrooms is that anything that you put them next to or around, they pick up the flavor. They do have their own flavor for sure, but they're going to taste a little bit like steak. So it kind of cuts it in half. In other words, if I put one of these with one of these, or two, it depends how much I'm going to make, you're going to cut down the amount of actual red meat you're eating, which red meat is one of my favorite things, I'm not going to lie, but I know it's not heart healthy. So we're going to make it a little healthier that way. So we're going to do that. We're also going to use a lot of different colors of peppers. Not your just traditional, but a lot of different colors. I'm going to slice these up, and I'm going to have them ready when it's time to saute everything together. I'm also using, for fajitas, I like to use a strong onion because I like to taste my onion in my steak fajitas. I don't want it to like blend. I want it to stand out. And these are strong flavored. So that's how I'm going to do that. Now, flour tortillas are very high in calories. So I went on a little hunt at my local Meijer and I found these. These are Extreme Wellness by Olay High Fiber Carb Clean. Now I'm not sure what carb clean means, but what I do know is that this is only 50 calories. Okay? The typical flour tortilla is 100. Yeah, I don't want to spend 100 calories on a tortilla because I might want more than one of these, right? So, and fiber is good. We all know that. Let's just be real. Fiber is good. So, I also want to point out that this was found in a dumpster dive. It's a neat little thing. You want to know what that is? It is I don't know if they have a name for it. It has instructions. You see it says microwave? It says microwave, remove tortillas from package, separate and restack tortillas and place inside warmer microwave according to the following chart, 2 to 4 or 15 seconds. Inside's plastic. So I can warm up my tortilla shells without actually doing it in a pan where I would actually probably want to, I know some people put it in a pan with no oil, but like at least spray I would put in just so it wouldn't stick. But this makes it better too. So that's going to be the contents of our main thing. Now, another way to skinny down a meal is to eat a lot of veggies, a lot of fiber. And so I'm going to make kind of like a Mexican relish kind of a deal, or I'm going to call it a Mexican salad, okay? We are going to have tomatoes, Wild Wonder tomatoes in that salad. We're going to have, we are. We're going to have a little bit of this diced tomatoes with green chilies, because I like fresh along with the canned. We're going to have some chipotle corn, which is very yummy. We're going to have some shredded cabbage. I know it sounds weird, but again, this is healthy. It's anything that's dark and purple, anything that's green, purple, reds, those are really high in antioxidants. Very good for you. And then I'm going to add Alan's favorite, beans. So we're going to have fun with that. And then I broke down and I bought myself some 2% shredded cheese. Now, the only reason I did that is because the regular bag says 100 calories. I can cut it down to 80 for a little bit, because I like to put this cheese on my tortilla. So we're gonna try it. I'm trying to keep an open mind. Also, I'm gonna put a lot of cilantro, fresh, into my Mexican salad. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come back. When you come back, the next clip, you're gonna see my steak marinating and all my stuff chopped up, right? We're gonna do this in about 3 parts, kind of a deal. It'll look like one video for you though. But I just wanted to show you that, and then the seasonings, I'll be able to show you that in the next video, in the next part too. So stick with me, and see you in a few. Hey, we're back. I did some work here. I want to point out first what I did with the meat. So here's the steak. It's marinating nicely right now with those portobello mushrooms. I notice how I slice them the same shape as the steak. Again, that's so that you don't have to have as much of the red meat. You can mix it with the mushroom, and as it's marinating, it's going to pick up the flavor of the meat. So that's a really cool thing. Now, the marinade. Let's talk about the marinade. I used 1/3 cup of Marty's Mystery Wine. I can tell you what that is. Actually, that is an onion wine that...
It was onion cherry.
Yeah. It was an experiment,
but it turned out to be a good cooking wine.
It's a good cooking wine. It doesn't taste very good to drink, but it's a definite good marinade. I sprinkled just a little bit of sea salt on everything.
But that also has some other wines mixed in with it.
It does. There's a little bit of sea salt. I mean, just sprinkled, okay? Because I don't want to do too much salt. I did 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire. And then I did 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. That's tablespoons. And then I did 2 teaspoons of butt burning hot sauce from Fuzzy's Taco Shop. Any of you that live in Texas know about Fuzzy's.
Yeah.
And we visited Texas, and so I have 2 teaspoons of this really nice hot sauce in with this. I also did 2 teaspoons of ground cumin, and I did 2 teaspoons of onion powder. And then, just to make sure we have enough kick, I added 1/4 a teaspoon of chipotle black pepper from McCormick, and hot Mexican style chili powder from McCormick. And then I mixed it all up, and this has been sitting for about 15 minutes now. So I'll probably give it another 10 or 15. We have sliced bell peppers, green, red, yellow, orange, in nice big chunks. We got that white onion sliced in big chunks, right? So that's all going to go into my cast iron pan, which I'll do here in a little while. And now for the salad. Here's my Mexican salad. This is my own creation. I just made this up out of my head, and I'll tell you how I made it. So I used a can of pinto beans. I used a can of chipotle corn blend, but I drained the water out of that as I drained the water out of the beans as well. I used a can of diced tomatoes and green chilies. I did not drain that. Okay. I also used about a half a bag of my red cabbage. And then I want to say, you can see the cilantro in there. It was probably about a good cup of cilantro, leaves picked off of it and then thrown in there. And then I used 2 tablespoons of lime juice. I used 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. Notice a trend, I love garlic. And then, actually, I think I just did salt. A little 2 or 3 shakes of salt. And that was it for this. Because as I tested and tasted, it was good. Oh, I added, hold on. Where is it? I can't find my tomatoes. Those red blend. Let me see if I can find those tomatoes. I added some fresh tomatoes. Here you go. These kind. They're like a wild blend medley. I cut some bigger ones up and threw it in there. Now I'm going to get this really cold by putting it in the fridge while I'm sauteing up all the meat in my skillet. And then we will have our fajitas and salad. The whole point of having this with that is because right here, all of this is, there's a lot of water and fiber in here. So if you take a good 2 or 3 scoops and put this on, or at least 2 scoops, a good 2 scoops on your plate, and you put a fajita, you're probably going to get full. Like might not need that second fajita, and that's what I'm hoping for. But who knows? I still might need that second fajita. It's been a long day. So I'm going to cook next the meat, and then we'll see the final product, okay? So here's our well-marinated meat, and it's going to go into this skillet. Now this is an iron skillet that I have seasoned over years and years and years. It's perfect. I don't know if any of you have ever had a cast iron skillet, but I'm telling you it's the best thing since sliced bread. Not kidding. Now I'm going to have this heat between 3 and 2 for right now, and then I'll turn it up as I go. But you got to hear the sound it makes. Just check this out. Doesn't that sound like the restaurant, guys? It's awesome. If you have not ever had a cast iron skillet, I highly recommend you get one, because right now I'm not using any additional oil in this. All I did was use a little bit on a paper towel just to get it ready, and then the rest I wipe down. This makes for very easy sauteing without adding a lot of oil. And oil, even when it's extra virgin olive oil, you know, it still adds calories. So you have something like this. Now I'm going to see how it's got quiet and turning it up to 4. because it can handle it now. This is like my favorite pan for sauteing. You know, I feel like I could even do, at this point, as well seasoned as it is, I could even do eggs on this. I really could at the right temperature. Gonna kick it up. The quieter it gets, I kick it up a little more because we want it to saute real nice. This is gonna cook for, I want to say about, this much meat is probably gonna cook for at least 10-15 minutes and it'll be ready. So the next thing you see is gonna be a plated meal. It's gonna be awesome. So here it is, the finished product. It's looking amazing. Check this out, guys. Now, I want to point out that we put equal amount of veggies as to the fajita. And the reason for that is that oftentimes, and I don't know if anybody else does this, but I do it. If I don't have something else to eat with a fajita, I might eat like 2, 3, 4, 5 fajitas just because they taste so darn good. Now, it would be hard to do that with these because these are high in fiber. These tortilla shells, remember I told you, they were high in fiber and they were also, yeah. But let's take a look inside. So there you go. You got your peppers, you got your meat, you got your probably about half the amount of meat you normally would have because it's also with the portobello mushrooms. You have that cheese that's 2%, which I can't wait to try. It's melting like a normal cheese. I'm hoping it tastes good. I'm just saying. And you have your onions in there. A lot of flavor. You know, sometimes eating healthy, you think it's going to be drab, but it doesn't have to be drab because you can throw lots of flavor into it. The salad looks amazing to me because I loaded it with lots of different veggies and a lot of cilantro, which is like my favorite thing in the world. I love cilantro. So, and if you don't like cilantro, leave it out, you know. But the point being is you'd want to eat as much of the veggies as you do the protein and the carbs. If you can, you eat more of those. So I'm learning and I'm sharing, and this would have been a lot more fun if I'd have been able to do it with Alan. But you know what? It's probably going to be in about a week's time. So let's all just pray everything goes well. And
but she got to do it with her hubby.
I did.
So, yeah.
I did. I got to do it with you. And this Sunday, I think we're going to try to do a Sunday fun day with the family. Or maybe just me and Marty. I don't know. But I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. I feel good about this, and I'm in a better space as far as expectation. I think things are going to get better from here. So I just want to tell you guys that I appreciate so much that you're following me. I appreciate that you, new subscribers, thank you for checking in and checking me out. I'm just a little YouTuber out here trying to share my story. I'm still 16 pounds down, haven't budged, plateaus suck, but they're not forever. Just like most things are not forever, you know? Things pass and you get over and through stuff. So if you are on a journey of your own to become more healthy, I encourage you not to give up. Don't stop trying if things get stuck in any area, and count every little thing as a win. I mean, there's a lot of wins you can count beyond the scale. So I love you guys. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be up to date to what we're doing, and have a fantastic weekend. Love you. Bye.